is Madden football on EA Sports between our visitors and the Washington Redskins. With that, let's get on up to FedEx Field near Washington. Standing by for the call of this one, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
And, Coach, we find ourselves due east from our nation's capital at FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between our visitors and the Washington Redskins. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Godden. Charles, we look at this Redskin team as they enter play here. They come in losers of 2 straight, so they're trying to right the ship here a little bit.
They're teetering a little bit, aren't they? And now things could really go south if they lose this game, so they understand the importance of playing well and stopping this streak.
On the other side of the field for the visiting 49ers, they're in a real groove of late. Winners of 5 of their last 6 games.
And the way they played last week defensively, you look at the tape, it looks like they had extra guys on the field, and they thoroughly shut down that offense.
The final playoff push is upon us. It's week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. This is taken at his 4. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. So out comes the Redskins offense now onto the field. As you get a peek at a man who entered the league in 2012 as a 3rd-round draft pick, Nick Foles.
I love just about everything about him. Love his game, love his makeup, love his moxie, one of my favorite words. This guy's a competitor. Gritty, tough, you name it, he's got it. But he did throw an interception in last week's game. That contributed to a loss. And despite the fact he threw 3 touchdown passes, he's going to be out there redoubling his efforts and trying to play better.
They'll run for the first time with Phillip Lindsay.
Missed.
This will not go down. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Now we've got whistles and a timeout here. Yeah, looks like we've got a 49er that's down on the field. We'll check on his status when we get back. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson. And a nice little start as he's able to get this up to the 28. And now time will be called here as we've got an injured Redskin down on the field. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Oh, he stays up. Now a hit, and Foles loses the football. It's out. And now time will be called here as we've got an injured Redskin down on the field. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Throwing now is Bortles. Call it a 3-yard gain, and that'll bring up 4th down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
And Gonzalez puts this one through. And it's 3-0 as the Redskins strike first. They were probably hoping to get him a little bit closer for a shorter field goal, but he was able to get it done from deep.
Nice little tester for him to begin things, huh? I think he was hoping for a little bit more of a chip shot. Instead, they made him stretch it out a little bit, but he's got to feel great now that he put it through the pipes.
Now on the return here, we've got an injured player down there. While he gets attended to, we'll step aside. Here's the first carry for Austin Eckler. And he goes across the 20 to the 22. The numbers for him from a week ago. And Charles, how do you think he ran the football?
I thought he definitely had his moments. I did think that they could have utilized him a little bit better, and I'm definitely going to keep an eye on him to see how they're going to use him this week.
From the 22, Wilson flush to his right, and now he's going to use his legs. The rushing numbers for Wilson maybe down from earlier in his career, but he's still a threat to go, showing it there, picking up the 1st down. Running on first down, Eckler. He'll have a first down past the 40 and all the way up to the 45-yard line. A new set of downs after a strong pickup of 16 yards.
A gain of 16 yards.
Single, slot. Hey, you're not in the
Bang out, bam.
Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. And the Redskins scoop it. And some space here. And now off to the races down the right side. And he fights his way into the end zone for a Redskin touchdown. Zane Gonzalez on for the extra point. He's got it, and now it's a 10-0 lead here in the opening quarter. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. And a week ago, as you get a look at the numbers, well over 100 yards, he was on fire.
He was on fire. Obviously, the offensive line was on fire, all the guys who were trying to assist him. But you know who else was? The play caller. Because his ego totally got out of the way, and he kept calling the plays that were working over and over, and they really didn't stop him.
Now the challenge, can they duplicate it? In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 38. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Devin White came in there hard on the blitz and got him down 9 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
And he finds a man. It's Olsen. And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got... And across the goal line, into the end zone. Touchdown, 49ers. Austin Eckler, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. As his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. Rosas good with the extra point. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how are we going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. This is taken at his 4. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2. And we get a peek at the offense and a peek at Alshon Jeffrey.
An absolute matchup nightmare for any defensive back. Size, speed, terrific hands.
Here we go. Pilot, 64, weak, 15, line, 15 line. Joker. Clear. Shoot.
Now it's Penny. And he's got the 1st down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. Now we've got whistles and a timeout here. Yeah, looks like we've got a 49er that's down on the field. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back.
Pull it high. 5.
On 1st down, Bortles. They'll roll him out right. He'll try and run it. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. And now time will be called here as we've got an injured Redskin down on the field. We'll check on his status when we get back. So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 46. And now the throw here is incomplete, and with that, we come to the end of the first quarter of play. 10-7 our score after run right here on EA Sports. Back to the air on 2nd down. Gonzalez, caught by the big tight end, T.J. Hockenson.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it. Sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Here's a 2nd and 7. They'll find Lindsey here. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. Call it a gain of 5, and they're going to have a 3rd down. So a look here at the key inactives, and we got this list before the game down on the field. And they tell us the same thing every time, don't they? Next man up.
No excuses. Be ready to play. That's the mantra of every organization. The key is having guys on the roster who are capable of filling in and playing at a high level. That's when you know you've drafted well, scouted free agents well, and stocked your team just the way you're supposed to.
They'll try to run with Lindsey. And he fights his way into the end zone for a Redskin touchdown. Phillip Lindsey, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Redskins are able to stretch the lead out further. And there you go, nothing really too complex. Block, keep to your assignments, let them run it in. They did it.
Fundamental football. Good blocking, beats good tackling on that play. End result, touchdown.
This one taken just inside the 10. Then he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Now we've got whistles and a timeout here. Yeah, it looks like we've got a 49er that's down on the field. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. He'll have a 1st down past the 40. Touchdown, 49ers! Austin Eckler with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. PAT up and good by Rosas, and the lead's down to a field goal at 17-14. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match in a football game.
Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Lindsey. And that'll hurt the average a bit, as this time they're able to get him behind the line. And now time will be called here as we've got an injured Redskin down on the field. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. Now Carlos Hyde in the game. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40. And now time will be called here as we've got an injured Redskin down on the field. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. Back to throw. Gonzalez. There goes Green. And they will score. It's a 49er touchdown. And remember, this is the #1 defense in the National Football League. There's a good example of why.
Shows that they set an aggressive tone, not just stopping the run, not just getting after the quarterback, but the ball's in the air. They treat it like they're the receivers, and they went after that one and took it all the way.
A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And fresh off the pick six, they've got to forget about that quickly.
In this case now, the guy throwing the ball, he's got to be like...
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Fletcher Cox, what a season he continues to have. His 15th sack of the campaign. So following the sack, they'll try to change their fortune here on 2nd and 13. From the gun, a give to Hyde. And he'll get about 6 up to the 27-yard line.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
Looking to throw. Gonzalez. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Lawrence Guy coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it also brings up 4th.
They were in the top 5 in sacks in the league coming into this one. That's their 3rd one in this game. Obviously, pass rush has been a strength of this team all year long.
And apparently they're not satisfied with top 5. They want to climb that ladder.
Yeah, I think it goes back to their offseason. They decided to make it a priority, and it's working out.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. To throw is Wilson. This pass complete to Reynolds. Touchdown, 49ers. Josh Reynolds, his first touchdown on the year. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead.
Well, if the plan is to come in here and go toe-to-toe with these guys, it certainly does not hurt if you hit them with a big shot along the way, too.
That's got to give them some confidence. And the other thing right now, it quiets this crowd, at least for the time being.
Yeah, that is what is called the intended consequence of their actions.
Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And the 49ers defense gets ready here as they trot back out there. And they've created a major first-half storyline with the pressure they've been able to create.
And I know that the good teams adjust from series to series. They make their adjustments on the sideline before they go back out. In this case, I think they might need a little bit more time. They want to get to the half and start figuring out how do they change protections. How do they get the ball in the hands of the passer a lot quicker, make sure he doesn't get hit as often? All those different things. Maybe even run the ball a little bit more. Anything to try and tamp down the pressure.
Ready, go.
Here's Gonzalez on 1st and 10. Catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end. A big play there on the catch and run. 62 yards. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
That's complete to Williams out of the backfield. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Second and 1. Open man, he's got him, the tight end Hockenson. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. T.J. Hockenson hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season as his guys are back within a single score.
As far as tight ends go, if you get 3 or 4 touchdowns in a season, that's usually counted as a pretty good year.
And CD, he just hit double digits. That's 10 touchdowns for him now.
Yeah, and that's something you really have to applaud. That's elite level production.
This one fielded at the 5. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Now whistles, and we've got a man down. A man down here following the kickoff. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. We'll check on his status when we get back. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. 15 for the Niners there and a first down. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. And an alley to run. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. Beating him there with his legs. 21 yards, first down.
And that was a nice, strong run by the guy they called the field general.
That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. Now on 2nd and 13. Wilson. He'll get this into the hands of Hodge. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half.
That's it. Big hit.
So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. From the right hash, this from 48. And his kick is absolutely perfect. So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando. That's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Things starting to get interesting in this final weekend before Thanksgiving. So let's see what's going on around the NFL. We'll get started down at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. And it's the Bengals who are out in front as those two head towards the break. DeAndre Hopkins, a touchdown reception. From there, it's off to Indianapolis to check on the Colts at Lucas Oil Stadium. And this one going the visitors' way as the Texans have the lead in that one. Dwayne Haskins has thrown a touchdown pass. Finally, we head to the shores of Lake Erie. See what's going on with the Cleveland Browns. And they lead the visiting Baltimore Ravens at halftime. The Browns still in a dogfight, but this would be a good victory for them if they could get it. Meanwhile, in our game, no shortage of offense as each team has been able to move the ball effectively. Will the defenses show up in the second half? To find out, we give it back to our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A one-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. It's been a shootout so far. We'll see which defense can make the adjustments as we get back underway in the second half. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. So let's glance at a player's spotlight now with Russell Wilson. And they must have seen something leading up to this one that said, hey, we're going to be able to go deep because they've gone deep with a lot of success.
Pick your phrase, pick your code words, your buzzwords, whatever, vertical stretch, deep passes, go routes, right? What's that route you love? What's that route you love? Four verts. All of it working because they're able to find ways to get deep and for him to show off that big arm.
We'll see some of that big arm right here. He has been great. They try and run on first down, but this one's going to lose a couple yards as they get him behind the line. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And that'll make it 2nd and 12. Once more, here's Eckler. Now we've got whistles and a timeout here Yeah, looks like we've got a 49er that's down on the field. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. They go play action now. Wilson. And he's going to have the hook up to QT. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Well, we haven't been shortchanged on offense. Another fun play to watch there on the deep pass.
This game has the feel of, a turkey bowl, a Thanksgiving day. You know, when we get together this year, when the Davises and the Gaudens get together, that's what our playbook's going to look like they're drawing them up in the dirt, and so far it's working for both of them.
They go play action with Wilson. He'll buy some time right. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up third down. Trying to power it ahead with one. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. A gain of 10 and a 49er first down.
I know a lot of times we like to put players in certain boxes. He does this and he does that. But this guy, he can do a little bit of everything. He's not just a lead blocker or a guy who protects the passer. Handing the ball, he might want to get out of the way.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. The Niners have the first down on a gain of 11. Now a carry for the fullback. This is Rock. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. And now time will be called here as we've got an injured Redskin down on the field. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And across the goal line into the end zone. Touchdown 49ers. A 5-yard touchdown run. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. So now we look at the Redskins offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30.
It's now 2nd and 6.
They run high. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
They run again with Hyde on first. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. First down, a run with Hyde. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. And now time will be called here as we've got an injured Redskin down on the field. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. And now a carry here for their fullback. He's able to rattle off 6 on the carry, and that'll get him to 3rd and 4. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Foles. Got a man. It's complete. Williams. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. And they just keep marching right along. First down on a pickup of 8 there. Here's Foles. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. Now Foles. He hits his target. It's the tight end, Toilolo. A pass for negative yardage, obviously no good. Maybe he shouldn't have thrown it, or maybe he shouldn't have caught it.
And I think we were seeing it at the same time, weren't we? Maybe you let that one go, right? Because you can see the lost yardage about to develop, but that goes against every instinct of a receiver. They're taught to catch everything. So it's really hard to be mad at him and yell at him for trying to make that play. Coverage was excellent downfield. I think he was more throwing that football away than anything else.
Yeah, absolutely, because everywhere you looked, they were covered.
Sometimes it's better to go ahead and be convinced that there's no place to fit in the football than to go ahead and force it and turn it into a bad play.
Down here in the third quarter, obviously that's one they could have used.
Yeah, one of my favorite special teams coaches in the NFL told me what separates the kickers in the NFL versus the ones who are not is not the misses. It's the second miss in a row. Best kickers in the league, they don't miss 2 in a row. He's got to get his head back together in case he gets another shot.
It's Eckler again. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. Back now at FedEx Field. It's 49er football here. They've got the lead as well as we get set to start the fourth and final quarter. The Niners on third down. A perfect 4 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. On the screen, this is Eckler. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. And now time will be called here as we've got an injured Redskin down on the field. We'll check on his status when we get back. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll run here with Eckler. Still on his feet. Touchdown, 49ers. Austin Eckler, 38 yards. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. And that rushing touchdown, his 4th, puts him just 1 shy of the NFL record in a single game.
And we all know he would love to get to that record and even beyond it, but he doesn't need to in order to impress in this one, does he? What a performance. What an absolute great game that he's had here in this one.
Rosas good with the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. This one fielded at the 5. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. But let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
The throw right sideline here is complete. 4 yards to pick up, 1st down. Foles now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. They'll look to throw here. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down. So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. 2nd and 10. And he'll hit Jeffrey, complete. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. The Redskins on 3rd down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. This will be 3rd and 6. Looking to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Cameron Hayward in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. Their already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down. Back to throw. Going to look deep for Jeffrey, and that's caught inside the 30. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. Defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in the 4th, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up underneath in your coverage, and you bring your safeties back, they can pick up anything that leaks through. But in the meantime, upfield, you're making plays on the football.
On 2nd and 9, Foles.
Now someone who's pretty happy right there. That's the defensive coordinator. Body after body getting to him before he can get started.
And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers 14. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Redskin football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. They'll look to throw now on first down. Out to the left there and complete to the tight end, Hawkinson. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. They'll run with Penny. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. That play gets him 6 yards and sets them up with a 1st and goal. Now back to throw. Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. Fletcher Cox, what a season he continues to have. His 15th sack of the campaign. Trying to keep those big legs churning, but he's going to go down in the backfield. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
Well, he tried to bounce it outside, but that's obviously not his game. He's too much of a straight-line runner.
Yeah, him in the outer third of the field, not a recipe for success. That time a loss. Another incomplete pass there. What do you take from this game offensively?
Well, you know it's tough to really analyze for him because it is a team game, right? And let's be honest, though. The defense did him no favors in this one at all. Offense actually moved the ball. So, bottom line, film session, defense is going to be a real tough one for them. Offense, they'll get a little bit of praise.
So they get the field goal, but that was a 14-play drive to get through.
You sound like you're going negative on me.
I was.
Sounds like you're thinking the 3's just not that good.
And people say that we're negative sometimes. So.
Well, here's the deal. Getting the 3 is good. Obviously, you would think on a 14-play drive you're going to get 6 out of it. But that type of a drive can pay dividends later on because you might wear the defense down.
A run there on first down gets 3 up to the 28. A gain of 3, 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. On 2nd down, Eckler. He'll have a first down past the 40. But he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. I tell you, Charles, you play to the final whistle, I get that, but there are a few folks that might not be too happy with that score late in the game with it already well in hand.
You seem a little squeamish about that last score.
I struggle with this one. I struggle. But on the argument, I get it, on the other side is, hey, do something about it. Stop them.
I'll guarantee you, I know who was really excited. Fantasy owners
who had
them. Hey, listen, getting the points for me. They're not worried about hurt feelings or anything like that. That's just new age stuff.
PAT up and good by Rosas. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take this across the 25. A couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. So now with 6 seconds remaining, we get a timeout on the field. Four receivers to keep tabs on here. 3 of them to the right side on 2nd and 5. 2nd and 5. He's going to let it fly. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. One final shot. They'll look to throw. He's got his man, T.J. Hockenson. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for our visitors, their playoff chances take an uptick as they move to 7-4. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Washington, it's starting to look like it won't be their year as they drop to 5-6. And they'll try to rebound next week as they head to Heinz Field to take on the Steelers.